time for a prophetic word ski. What's up, y'all? We're doing a little check-in because I was like doing a personal message with my husband here, and we were just like so filled up on the message of right now. But the first card out, of course, my classic card, the death card, right? They talk about massive transformation. What is getting a massive transformation? These bum ass, closed ass fucking correspondence. That's what August 3rd. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing August 3rd. We're fucking transforming the company we keep. Why do we get to do that though? Because I believe if this is that frequency that's like, this is separate consciousness, right? This is what me and Dennis were saying. You know, my grandma was talking to me. She's watching her little church message on the screen, and she wanted to talk to me about, like, you know, you really can't be hanging around certain people if they're not basically like in alignment with your beliefs. And I was like, you know, that's true. And I was like, I don't. And it's like the only person that I literally hang out with 24 hours a day. I don't have friends, none of it. Is my husband. And for a reason, because of the curation of it all, right? But then it's just funny because a lot of the same people who want to, you know, remind you, watch who you hang out with, then be the ones that got the most motherfuckers in their camp. So PSA, August 3rd, 12/12. You know, it is August 3rd, right?
Yeah.
Or is it August 4th?
August 3rd.
So PSA for a lot of you guys. What's the reason you feel a lot of the death frequency? I was getting sickness frequency. A lot of that is because many of you, your body would be telling you right now that you have people around you that are Three of Cups reversed. You know? No shade. No shade. Three of Cups reversed is the company that you keep. Like I said, these are the... Shout out Pimmy's Dilemma, right? Please don't go out with your friends. You know what I mean? A lot of you girls, you go out with folks who wouldn't do you proper, who would just truly leave you. It came out like, girl, right? Many of you would be confronted with that at this time. Many of you will be confronted with the ways that, I mean, you're just, it's, again, remember I said it's not even going to be what one group of people does to you. It's how what people naturally do does in comparison to these new vibrations that you're seeing, right? These new people and how they treat you and how they care for you and how they look after you, right? Because it should be pretty crystal clear. Like, some of y'all are still fighting the people who show up for you. That's the funny part, right? Like, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. This isn't good enough for you. This care and the love that you're getting unconditionally isn't good enough for you. Okay, no worries. Let's ask the other people who are at your house right now, ready to give you, oh, right. Again, it's not even going to be on the people on the highest path to like really do anything or like break anything down for like anybody.
Yeah.
Because there's no need to. We're not cops, right? I live in freedom. But this is what the universe will be bringing to you, right? The universe, as in our collective choices, are going to start reverberating. It's just going to be like, at this point, you can keep running the Delulu land, but some of you guys, like, really, I think how many times you stab yourself in the back. Look how many times you got a cap for this type of company. What? Because remember, it was all fun and games to laugh at me, like, oh, she only hangs out with one person, she's gonna la da da. And I said, you remember when I was like, I'd rather be at the fucking house than at the club right now with some bitches who will have you like this? Right. August 3rd shit. August 3rd, I just think we're at that place. We're so close to the Aquarius full moon. I'm already like spot bleeding and shit. Like, it's crazy. But we're already at that place, bro, where it's just like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, realistically? This is like a PSA. Ooh, this is what I'm saying. Right now, the truth and the lies, this is like my favorite time of life. The deceptive path and the authentic truth. It's more humbling for you. It's what you feel on the inside of you. Because at this point, there is no veil or deception paradigm. So like, Dennis felt it last night. It's like, you're going to see how much you're in, not just a matrix, how you're in a universal causal realm. You are. You're going to realize that because everything you turn on, when you really this isn't even for enlightened people. This is for all people at this time. When everything you see, touch is about you. God intimately talks to each of us, 444 on the clock, talks to each of us through the synchronicity of everything we bring and align ourselves to, naturally, metaphysically, and visibly, right? So now I just saw it. My grandma, she tried to talk to me. The projector paradigm doesn't work anymore. There's nothing to project, because when she speaks to me, I will only be able to hear that which God is actually trying to say to me intimately, right? Exactly. And that's the other big thing here, is like, we were also talking about the separation that comes from certain people, you know what I mean? And like, this is like my last stop at getting a lot of clarity on like who's really with the shit, who's not really with the shit. You know, I already know who's lukewarm. Like I said, people don't get it with me. It's like, this might be the last time you really see me, so enjoy that, because I'm going straight up. My dad came in and had a family intervention. It was the crunkest shit ever yesterday. He sat down his wife and his mother, and he said, now that my daughter's fucking back in my life, I'm done with it. He lived so fucking crazy. Like, you don't want to see Aquarius and Scorpio link up. You literally would hate to see it, because the way we honor one another. This man called his wife and his mother and said, you bitches play me in my face every day, and now that my daughter is back, I can't. He said, I can't. He's like, I won't be, from this day forward, I won't ever be doing it now. He said, I have to let people go, because you bitches get in the way. He said, every time I open my mouth, you doubt. He said, my daughter, though? The only person who actually knows me? Yeah, it was, look. Crunk. That was some crunkle shit, because he didn't give a fuck. He said, actually, mind you, this was yesterday. He said, mind you, this is how you show up. And I'm here to Scorpio transform it, because I'm sick and tired of you bitches having closed cups. You see what I'm saying? It's already hard enough to be a fucking prophet, let alone have the bitches around you be like, you know what I'm saying? Everything you say is like, they're deciding whether they want to give you humanity or not. Baby, see, and this is where you're just going to get left in the dust. You're going to get left in the dust. You are, because you're either a good hanger or you're not at this point. It's like, you're either lit as fuck or you're not. You're fucking whack as fuck. It's no in between. Girl, look how this came out in the recent past. Some of us have been like dedicated to our Savior work this whole time. Like, it didn't matter. Like, you know, people try to throw like isolation on you. People try to throw like, you don't have nobody around you, but they were building a sacred work that's paying off in dividends at this point, right? And then there were other girls. This reminds me of year 8, 2024. So like 2024, you could have really seen that alignment where you had your hands busy doing something massive, building something massive, or ski. They're the bitches who just like 5-5 frequency. They keep their eyes focused on, this is what I'm saying, this unrequited love shit. Like, why would you want to be so focused on unrequited love? Why? Because the people that really vibrate and are for us, Stu, they're doing what you're doing. They just mirror what you do. You get what I'm saying? Rather than being around company that's always like pity party, I'm always locked out, I don't have, them be the worst ones. They be the worst ones. No shade. I'm just getting clarity right now. It's like, I can make the most out of it, get the best out of it, but at the same time, a lot of you girls ain't really connected to much. You know, because even the material realm, like, we're giving you flattery, but you have to activate it, right? Like, yesterday, my dad's like, you have royalty to mom. He's talking to his mother. You have royalty, but it's unfortunate because a lot of these bitches spent like 40 years trying to get attention. Look, this is what I'm also seeing in the recent past. Some of y'all are suffering because you spent most of your this is a bad investment. Because when you invest money into people that are on this frequency, that couldn't get inside the club, and they're always the victim, you're wasting all your money trying to get people in the club that you already have your name on, and there's other bitches who are already in the club that you wouldn't even have to pay for, and they're better company, they're better hangs, and that's what's getting a transformation right now, deeply and intimately. Bottom of the deck, 10 of swords. It's Dunsky. I hate to break it to a lot of y'all. I do. Actually, I don't. I love it. I love to break it to a lot of y'all. This is deep shifting. This retrograde season is not a joke. Everything's going back for you to review. Everything. Because it's about the burden, right? It's about how much this narrative really burdens you deeply, you know? How much it takes so much from you to be in community with the 3 of Cups reversed. And it's gonna take your Ace of Swords to be like, dude, what are we doing here? Because that's not the path I'm going down. This resource is not meant to be given to bitches who don't have, you know, as soon as I got around my dad, like, there are people who've had enough of this, like me, right? You saw me during my fucking nomad era, right? But that was taking me through so that when it was my time to make the choice of what I'm going to do, I elevated, I did whatever I had to do to get out of that. I cut off whoever I needed to cut off that was in this vibration so that I could have a fair chance. As soon as I got it from my dad, it took like 20 seconds for him to be like, yep, I'll cut anyone for you. For me, it's really, for the way he says it, for me, it's like an extension of him. It's the part of him that he's like, right, I don't have to let that die, thank God. Thank God I don't gotta let that die. With these bitches now. No, right. Because twin flame unions are happening right now. Dude, this is a huge message. Somebody cut it all off. Dude, something we did, I felt it yesterday on August 2nd. Something I did, it was like stick a fork in it. That's what my dad always says. He's been saying that for like 20 years. He's like one of his dumbest fucking funny. It's not even dumb. It's like prophetic. It's like he's always like stick a fork in it. It's done, right? It's done. And I didn't even realize this, but like my dad represented it. So I have been doing my work parallel, giving a counter narrative this whole time for the people who want to see clearly. I've been doing that for long enough. And yesterday, my dad was a Scorpio example of like how Scorpio was ready. He literally cut everyone off for me. You want to know why? I came to my dad last week, top of like Monday, right before church, before we like had church that Monday night. And I just had this whole vision. I was like, Dad, your shit's about to be global. Like you need to like stop. Like you need to like actually be dead ass right now. Like you're about to blow up in a way you don't understand. And then on August 1st, he got 2 emails from random people on opposite sides of the globe. One was a pastor from America, and the other was somebody from Australia. And they emailed him within 2 hours of each other. Mind you, it's a completely different time zone where these people are. But both of them email him being like, we know you're a prophet and we want to connect with you because like we believe that you're like, and it just freaked him out because it's like exactly what I told him. I was like, it's gonna be a bunch of like random people hitting your email. And he came, and as soon as that happened to him August 1st, he came the next day, August 2nd, and was like, y'all. My daughter's like actually fucking, she's seeing real visions and it's happening live. She like actually has my gift. Because how does she know that? Matter of fact, I have the emails right over here somewhere, but he printed them out and brought them to me. So he's like, Alexis, what? I was like, right. So I just feel that way. Because now it's like we're safe to be 6 of Cups. You know what I mean? It's like, you know who your 6 of Cups is. But I also just feel like something that I'm channeling here is like some of y'all finally cut the busters out. Because you're at your threshold. I believe August 2nd was the threshold where it's like, okay, enough of that, right? Enough of this paradigm. Blowing bags for this? This is no return on investment. This type of company. And this is what they tried to throw on me, right? Because they were like, oh, don't invest in Alexis. Look, she don't got no money. She don't got no. I'm like, what? Yo, why are y'all still talking about why are y'all still talking about USD? Deadass. Are y'all confused? Do y'all really not know value when you see it? Is your vibe not high enough? I show you my whole life candidly just so you know it's been every type of way with me, but I also do it so that you can see what is the actual eternal aspect of like through all the versions of me that I've been in my life, what's the common thread? And that's all God is asking me to be obedient and stand in now, which is like, I'm not even broke. There's nothing broke about my spirit. What? God's just asking me to be like, the vibe is so high, I don't gotta hide behind anything. Bitch, I can just do a little fucking extendo read. It doesn't even matter. I don't have to hide behind anything. You see the value in this motherfucker? You know? Because once I'm integrated with my shadow fully, what you gonna say about me? Right. Because the way that I speak to this motherfucking camera, exactly what you girls were gonna say about me, I've already crossed the T's and dotted the I's. I'm like, oh, you were gonna say that about me, right? You were gonna say some shit. Let's see you. Let's see you. Let's see you for real. Yeah, we can't. We've never been able to. We've never been able to. And I'm just a part of the wave of people that's like, babe, we've always seen you clearly, so why don't you just embrace that? Why don't you just do whatever healing work you got to do to truly love yourself unconditionally? Because what are these girls going to say about me in this mug? Nothing. I don't even got to take a bath. I told you I'm grimy with it right now. Why? Because it's summertime in Texas. I'm in the dirt like 90% of the day doing my fucking thing ski. I don't care. I'm on vacation. What? It's divine masculine season. I'm not doing anything. I'm walking around small Texas towns. What are you doing? I'm not buying anything. I'm just walking around. I always want to fucking worry about me. It's not about money, babe. Y'all say it all the time. Face card ain't declining. Face card ain't declining. Okay, so let's let it not decline then. Huh? So it's over. It's over so you can have the union. That's what I'm seeing. Because At this, I told you, I said, I don't even have to rush people. It will only be a matter of time. Y'all keep watching me live consistently through every type of circumstance. It's the same vibe. I'm always making you look like, if you're for me, you're going to always be looking at my life like, dude, that's exactly what I want to be doing. Even when I am fucking eating cans of beans and shit like 3 weeks ago, you guys are like, but they still go out and do shit that I'd wanted to do, right? It's a little bit easier now that I have my fucking ancestral abundance get reconnected, but shitski. You know what I mean? This is what I mean. This was my approach. If you're, go ahead and lie to yourself. It doesn't even matter. I'm not worried about it because the prophecy says what the prophecy says. This is like the Two of Cups. I know who the fuck is for me. See this King of Wands, he knows now. He's like, oh, what's deceptive I've been enlightened about it. I know exactly what's going on. This is the Empress, right? I'm an Empress. You know, I show you guys my roots. I'm in my grandma's back room right now. The special fucking room has a lot of history, man. A lot of bodies have been rested in this room. So I'm fortunate. I am. Because a lot of you girls don't know how to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You don't know how to do that. You don't know how to handle that water. You don't know what to do. You know, because people can be breaking curses, but also still need experience and help if they were born in like 1927 type shit, right? So if bitches are born in 1927 and it's like, they still might need help maneuvering the now, because it's not 1927. Everybody's gonna have to, that's the thing, is yes, respect your elders, but elders, you're still in this thing. Elders doesn't mean you're tapped out, because you're just gonna struggle more and more and more. You have to, come on, Matthew. I heard Matthew McConaughey. You gotta keep LIBING. You gotta keep living, bro. You gotta keep looking for them green lights. Type shit. You know? You don't gotta stay forever young. You gotta stay forever connected to source, bitch. What the fuck? Because y'all won't know what the fuck to do. Look at this shit. And up comes to the King and Queen of Swords. The Knight of Cups. There is something coming in today. It's a huge deal. Whoa. King of Cups. Coming. They're not trying to come royalty to royalty, because here's what I'm seeing what was happening with the conversation. This King of Cups understands now what was deceptive, what was enlightened, and that these people were just like, yeah, we're like just of the same tribe scheme. That's all that's going on here. But the universe is doing all that. Like, you understand, I don't even have to do anything right now to straighten out all the bugs. Nothing. I come in here and I do my work, and it doesn't even matter. No one even has to know what I do. It's that I do it for spirit. That's the thing. You don't, in this age, you can keep your privacy. You can just renew your own fucking energy source, and then when you go out, it's like a different frequency. You know, I'm not the same bitch that I was before I came in here and tapped in, turned on this fucking reading, right? But I come in here, I do my little transmission. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to guide people with this. This is my personal archive. Tethered Studios is a lot of things, but the YouTube archive, even that I keep, is for me to remember how I built this shit. These are like my drafts, my sketches, and my notes. You know what I mean? When this is a big structure, you know, because this is work that I did where I don't need anybody to fucking account for it. It's great if you follow this shit, I guess, you know, maybe. I really wouldn't be a part of how it touches your life personally. I know I'm telling the truth. So yeah, you're going to get the truth. You're going to get your truth reflected to you. But again, this is really just about me. Because I had to find a way to do this, and I'm a visual learner, right? The tarot is something so beautiful for me to study, because I need to know. You learn the dynamics of the tarot. The tarot is just is benign. It doesn't do anything. It's like learning the alphabet. It's like learning English. English is not the language of God. It's not. It's just it's a language that you can learn how to communicate through, and it's the same thing, you know, with the tarot for me. You guys give these bitches way too much. They don't have that much ability. These are just fucking paper cards. Okay, 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. That's what people fear. Right? The reason you bitches are always so defensive, the reason these bitches are always so defensive, is because they're the ones who let fear drive them into contracts that are demonic, that feel like hell. And you guys are gonna have to catch up, mustards, because at this point, I'm Tethered Studios. The real vibration you get from me is the thing I'm going off of. So when I walk into your fucking house and you're already just giving me the pre-made speech, and you're not even dropping in enough to be like, I'm not getting that frequency from this person, you're gonna lose every time. You're gonna lose every time with me. Because you don't even gotta look beyond your eyes. You don't gotta let nothing deceive you. You can look right in the fucking dead ass in the face and be like, oh, you know what I mean? I know that I move different than my fucking cousins, my fucking kin. I already know. I don't got the same demons as these guys. I don't gotta say that to you though. You should be able to. I should walk in the room and you know. It's not the same. It's not the same. Spirit is when that's the place where people used to play me, because I used to think that it was about what you say, was like how you can, like if I wanted to come present myself to somebody, that's what I thought people. No, you can present yourself to somebody, but at the end of the day, they're still doing the judgment themselves. Like they're still, even if you walk up to somebody and be like, I'm like this, I do this, I do this, they're still going through their own discerning process of like what it actually feels like to witness you, right? So then there's a lot less you gotta say, to people, because they already know. And see, that's where I'm calling these bitches out right now. It's like, y'all already know what it is. Let me see, stop. I'm not even gonna let y'all play me no more. Like, oh, do you not know this? Some of my elders, bruv, they be like little kidding me, like, oh, do you know this? I'm like, baby, you guys didn't even get it right. You guys don't even know what the fuck it's like to have an 8-year healthy relationship that moves you closer to God, where you don't fucking sacrifice children. Because a lot of y'all had y'all little marriages and shit, and your kids were in the shitter. That's not me. I don't got that kind of karma. I would never do a child like that. Yeah. So, yeah, I am coming in first.
We did learn from our parents' mistakes.
Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, it's a lot of bitches' mistakes. Strangers' mistakes, I learn from everybody's mistakes. Because I walk with karmic justice, bitch. This Page of Cups coming back to you, this coming in, is karmically just. Because what is the Page of Cups coming to talk about? How the lies got dispelled. They're just visible. I don't give a shit. Lie on me. I'm so locked in with God right now. I've been really leaning into the feminine nature of things. So a lot of times when you think nothing is going on, when you think nothing positive is transpiring, it's actually the opposite of the truth. There's actually so much going on that God is doing on your behalf. Like if you walk this path with the studio, then you also, this is our evolution where we're like, the angels in the outfield got my back. They got that guy before I even could get that guy. You know what I mean? You need to be able to know that. Because the price has gone up so high, bitches are going to stop speaking to me. They're just going to stop talking. They are.
Heathen trash.
Yeah, it's getting shredded. It's not. You don't. Wait, save your breath. Save your breath. You don't even got to say it. We know. We know. You know? And I just wanted to come on here and give a quick word, you know? Give a quick word. Where it's like, it's karmic justice. Exactly. Because there's a new beginning. People, you have concretized the new beginning. There is enough evidence in me. Like, I'm seeing people actually invest in me, Scorpio style, being like, okay, that thing, the new beginning has materialized. Because I think there are a lot of people that spiritually were ready to go my way, but now that that's why God said, just wait. Like, you don't gotta rush anything. They've been locked in with you spiritually. They know how to. It's like, but now I feel like I'm getting claimed. Now I feel like people are down to define it. Now I feel like people are down to be like, yaski, that's the girl. You know. I'm looking at it through my dad, you know. It's because of how physical it is. Like, my dad really taught me that, you know. The best way, if you want to be a persuasive public speaker, if you want to persuade people to believe what you believe or to think in a way that you think, give them some physical proof. It should be working for you. That's what my dad says. He's like, enough with these dead churches. There should be transformation happening. If there's not, then that's what. You don't need to keep begging bitches to come pay tithes and offering and shit. For what? Pay to have the shit stay the same? Yeah, they're not finna do it. It has to be foolproof. That's what it's like. There's a big auditing, and my dad is a real deal prophet, you know? So he's super grateful because the guidance I offer with Tethered Studios is about helping make sure that, because if you're real, if this is what you're really called to do, you're gonna be excited because it's gonna feel like, you know, when your company sends you to go to like a training or a seminar or something, like on us, like, oh, we send all our managers to a, you know, yearly leadership conference or something. Like, it's like going to a conference to like help people, just like, that's what it's gonna feel like right now. Because my dad comes from a different school, but he's super visionary. My dad stays locked in with the new generation. That's why he always survives Scorpio shit. You know? He always does, you know? But yeah, he's also able to acknowledge, like, oh yeah, I got more to do. Like, I gotta get energized and get ready because there's more I want to do. Oh my God. You can walk away from all these fucking unrequited loves because the love that's for you, not only would it be busting and gushing, but look at that. Look at the stark difference there. This is so much on astral. This is all the abundance that this is enduring wealth, as my father says. Right now, he is in his season of God providing him with enduring wealth, which is so special to him. And I'm so grateful that I get to be here when that milestone is hit for him, But me coming back into his life has really shown him very starkly. It's not even in anything I did. It's just the tear. It's like when your daughter is for you, she was really always supposed to be on your path, and that's what it feels like enduring wealth. We're able to endure. But it's also really easy for him to make like cuts right now to people where it's like, I really can't care if at some point you get the fucking clipiana from me. Because if I have to clip you, it's because the shit didn't endure. And that's just the gospel truth. Right? Because here I am popping up finally as a page of pentacles on people's radar. Like, oh, because it was veiled. Like, I know a lot of you found me and found this page at different parts of the journey where I was like on assignment. Like a lot of times when I'm having to make a major motion picture, or if I'm having to like make a concept of any kind, I have to like go through something very specific in order to do that, because I'm a documentarian. So I have to be the living story. And so a lot of times I can tell that like where I'm at, like the current step I'm at, isn't always a full picture. Meaning like when I had to be at my brother's house, I really had to get into the reality of that very deeply in order to do my work. There was a lot of productions I got done there. There's a lot of help with his artistry that I helped him with just by being there, but I have to really understand like what my brother's narrative is, and that meant like fully immersing myself in his experience. So, however, when I did that, I can tell too that a lot of people who are like meeting, especially if you're meeting me virtually, or you meet me through like my work platform, which is like, obviously I show up and do a job ski. Like I don't put a bunch of bullshit on it, but like you definitely know when I'm like coming on to like do my work, because I do my work. I mean, I'm pretty like allowing myself to be who I am because that's what I'm called to do. You know, there will be plenty of generations past me that have different, but I'm that part of the pivot where people need to be able to see their full self in me in order for me, because you can be that. You can be, I'm allowed to be a fucking flawed human. Surprise. Some of y'all still watching and you're like, she ain't this, she ain't that. You're not shit. How about that? How about that? Because that's the whole point. I'm just a person. I am not the creator. I'm not. But the creator can only speak through me because I understand God created all things, the good and the bad. It's a bigger phenomena. That's why some of y'all get too crazy with the gendered capital H-E, capital him. But I think that's also polluting your brain, because when you say a pronoun for God, right, you start to actually think it's like man, like, and it's not. It's not that. God is bigger than man. Man, that's not even the predominant, no. And so man, because of our desire to translate God through our own understanding, we're really limiting God so much. And so just know, when I'm out here talking about cosmic universal energy, it's because the word energy is more accurate than like our perception of life, because it's not like God doesn't begin or end in any kind of human form. Humans are so microscopic. It's just one of the many creations that God has created. So just know that. I let y'all say whatever. You know, I said I study all religions. I do, because for me, we're all doing the same thing. We're all trying to, I love the way that man will archive their connection to the divine. Of course. Let's clarify the recent time. Let's clarify that. Exactly. People are ready to do this now. I'm telling you, August 3rd, I'm about to receive a message and someone's like, I'm so ready to just dive into my happiness. It's so deserved. For us, team, it's so deserved. If you're the person giving this message, you know, like you're the one who's like, I got a truth, I don't even care, I'm just ready to be set free at this point. Like, I'm sending you love and support, and I'm giving you a virtual hug because I'm so excited to be connected to you in a physical way. Because I know you guys are just waiting to see more of like what kind of backing Tethered Studios has. We got a lot of guys backing the shit. We got a lot of powerful guys. Naturally, like people that I'm just like related to straight up. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't have to do too much on the beat with my story. You know what I mean? I mean, shitski, my husband's a fucking proper Christmas baby. I'm a proper Valentine's baby. Like, we didn't have to do too much more on the story. Like, God with us made it very obvious that we're like, do you see those angels on? Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know, God made it pretty clear with our shit what it really is, you know what I mean? And I just feel like, so if you're someone right now that's like, today, August 3rd, you're like telling a truth that like you're ready to be a fool, you're actually like actualizing, like I'm a fool for full love, because the 10 of Cups has been grounded for you. You have so much concretized evidence that like this path correlates with my path. It doesn't have any burdening issues. It doesn't have any deceptive issues. It's something that I can really trust. It's actually real, you know, and it's like long term. It's like enduring. It's not a phase. You know, I feel like we're just at that point where we know now what it's like when something is like really for you, you know? So many of you could be giving this message, or you could be receiving this message on August 3rd, where it's like, oh shit, someone's pure primordial truth. someone really feels like it's just you. Or that's where my new beginning starts. You see what I'm saying? Because you have these 9 cups, which you, in the recent past, you were in the position where it's like, I can fill people up. You're like a bar. And you know that about yourself. You're like, you can come and stop in and get filled up over and over and over again, right? But then look at this is the bum alcoholic demonic man. These are the bitches who like kill the cocky hour for all of us. Right? Because you only get that frequency of substances or God-given shit that's put on this planet, like alcohol and the booth pack. You only get that frequency if that's what your frequency is. You're still using those things to do what you are, which many of us are not. These are the bitches that don't even be taking a shot and they be a mess, versus the bitches who can body their liquor and get super focused. You know, when I hit the pack, you're about to see it get done. You're about to see it get done. I don't know what y'all are on. And it's always moderate. I'll take a 1 gram joint and roll 7 little joints out of it. And that's proper for me. Right? Right? Because this King of Cups is like, bro, let me do some work for the Empress. Yeah, that's what I'm going to expect August 3rd. I'm getting my little word out. I'm so grateful. We're letting our phones charge up. We're going to go to the water park today in town. So we're super excited about that. Because I need some water. I need some fountains squirting at me. You know, I need to be able to chill and cool down while I take my walk. So that's what this King of Cups is realizing. It's actually time to cut off. It's actually time to do the scorpionic thing. It's time for death to come and cut out the old things, because this Empress has so much. Holy shit. And it's exactly what the psychic told you. It's exactly what the visionary seer prophet told you. Remember when you weren't trying to listen to it? Well, now you're already at the fucking end of the old karmic cycle. Now you're like, oh, that's crazy. That I was sitting out here being like, nah, ski. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear that. God's timing. It wasn't even that you didn't want to. It wasn't time to. You know? And I'll just end it there. Because that's what it is. Karmic justice. It doesn't matter. When it's the truth, you can let Lady Justice bring it down to you. Sorry, you guys can tell I got a pee ski. So that's our message. You know? I have to pee so bad. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to turn up. I'm just going to pee. We're back. I know 34. That is so in line. Okay. Thank y'all for chilling. So, yeah, it's a pretty big deal, but it has to do with a prophetic vision of a cycle ending, that it would always end this way, that you were also giving guidance. Like, that's the thing, is like when you're called to do prophetic work, you know, if you have that sort of anointing on your life, like the thing that people don't understand about you, or they'll never understand about you, is like, it doesn't even, I don't know. My number one trait in life is being obedient. I'm not really the saint of pretty much anything else. I will listen to what God tells me to do, you know, and I think God knows that I have an open mind and an open heart to understand that spirit is enveloping all things. It takes a certain level of intelligence to understand it's bigger than a box. It's even bigger than a daily ritual of like how you need to show your devotion to spirit. Spirit has created all things. If you really tap into if you meditate over what source consciousness really is and how massive that is, many of us do not realize you are praying to the thing that created every universe, galaxy, planet, beyond. It's not even just our solar system we're talking about. When we're talking about God, right? When we're like shouting out God, what you're praying to, you know, this is why you have to take sacred text with a grain of salt, because even life on earth, we have to put into perspective. Like, we're talking about Qurans, Bibles, the Torah, like you're talking about these sacred texts which are made hyper locally on planet Earth. Okay, mind you, many people who are in some of these religious frameworks do not realize the God we are referencing, the source of all things, also made like uninhabitable planets and like asteroids and like black holes, right? So when I talk about like the science of it all, and when I leave into perspective that like I don't need any one person's judgment, because you're taking it too serious, because we are just the people in this motherfucker on this planet. We don't even know what else God has out there. We really don't. But the God you're talking about made all of those things, right? So while y'all are busy like slaughtering animals for a fucking daytime snack, you're just not realizing the kind of like level I'm on, because you're way too limited for me. I'm sorry, not sorry. You don't have, this archive wasn't made for you, just so you know. This isn't me speaking to a congregation. These are literally my personal self-tapes, because this is how I keep myself going. But these things keep me in a perspective that it's like, okay, with my one human life, I can make massive strokes here on planet Earth, hyperlocally. Yeah, it's possible. However, I am just one human, and many of you need to understand that. Why do you think I just moved to a vibration where it was like, the only thing on this lifetime for me is to make sure every breath I take feels great to me. I don't want dis-ease, sickness, negativity, darkness, pain. None of that. Because we just truly don't have that much time. You know, the human life will always feel full. You will always get the full spectrum of what the life is. But I just mean in terms of the time of the cosmos, you don't understand. And so many of you, especially, you know, and I know this because I'm around a lot of like my Christian family at this time, and listen, even y'all who are studying Christian theology, I don't think you're understanding what your gospel would even preach, right? What would make Jesus Christ so significant is that the intensity of what he had to live out was the cosmic creator in this very limited form. So it was very difficult. That's why it was going to come with just like pain and suffering, because it's not, the vibration of the human body at that time was so, you know. So when we talk about even revering the Son of God, you know, that came here allegedly to absolve all of y'all's sins, okay, are you really understanding what you're even saying? Right? Because when I talk about the way that people who claim to read this same Bible have attacked my father his whole life, it's interesting to me. And it probably has to do because y'all keep doing the capital HEHIM shit. You know, like, do you really think the creator of all things, it doesn't look like a man. Even when we talk about angelic forces and things that people have seen and witnessed, like, our human eyes are not the density, the light that we can take in with just these human eyes. That's what I'm saying. It's like so it is really important to G-check these girls. You are talking about source, You know, when I talk about creator, prime source, this is why I use that distinguishment. Because even y'all's understanding of God, you know, is still these like lower level frequencies. Because y'all don't really think about God in the way that you should be thinking about what God really would be. The creator of all things. Right? Discernment, right? You don't ever have to do anything until you're ready, until you emotionally can discern what's going on here. But now that Leo season is hit, it's like all deception is in the conscious light. I live in a way that says it's that I'm being forgiven. But again, there's a difference between being nefarious and sinful in nature and then just humans putting up a bunch of rules and regulations over things that, in terms of the quantum mechanics of the physical and non-physical realm we live in, it doesn't matter. You know, when I say I don't walk around judging people, when I say I don't walk around giving a shit what you do with your fucking 24 hours a day, is because at the same time, what I'd be reinforcing in myself is a non-truth. It doesn't really fucking matter what you're going to do. That's why when I get here, it doesn't matter how you're doing it. But what I am here to make sure you know is you are connected to the source of all things. The reason we even felt the disconnect isn't even for no reason. We felt disconnected. You want to know why? Because of how microscopic we are. Like, source is so massive. We would be like invisibly microscopic. And so that's why sometimes it can feel like we're just humans. Like, we're so, when you look at a mountain, you can feel it, right? When you look at the sky, you can feel it. How much it's like, we can't be that serious. And you're right. That's why God is asking me to step forward and be like, we're as insignificant, though, at the same time, as like the litter of bunnies that you see in your neighborhood, you know, or hares that you see in your neighborhood, you know, or the lizard. There could be tons of these motherfuckers around that are, you know, we give ourselves Alexis Sierra Taylor, right? Like, yeah, we give ourselves social security numbers and governments, but it's all to kind of make this sense of importance. When really, like, God just gave us the ability to, like, breathe on this planet. That's, like, the most there is to do in life. That's it. And so I'm overriding all the dynamics right now because I'm speaking this out of my mouth without fear, releasing it to the world without promotion, without the need for attention, because it's not ready for certain people's ears, right? But it is the truth. The purest truth is what I'm saying on this frequency. Is like anyone who, like I said, I can really respect a spiritual practitioner who does whatever they're sacred, who knows their sacred text or their origin text really well, right? Hence my father. There's no other, I wouldn't like join another Christian church ever. The only Christian I fucking believe in is my fucking dad. It's the only Christian I've ever fucking met. It's the only one. Because most of you bitches, y'all don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't. You have no clue. You don't have a clue. But that's the same reason why my dad can get around a lot of schools of thought that could be different than him, and he can still align to the higher truth. Because he's very discerning about who's looking for who could come under his tree, an umbrella of knowledge, but also who has their own umbrella of knowledge. Like, he's not always just, you know what I'm saying? It's part of that, like, who needs to lead and who doesn't type of conversation. But that's what I'm saying. You have nothing to fear. If you use your text or your work or your belief system to align to the highest truth, anyone who's talking truth around you, you won't feel conflict. You don't even have to know. That's why I'm respectful. I don't put my beliefs on anyone. I never said my beliefs were y'all beliefs. I don't have to think the same things you do. I don't believe the same things most of y'all do. Come on now. This King of Cups is really sending out this fucking message to this King of Queen of Swords, because right now, me and my husband, it's about as true as it can get, bitch. Shit's verified. Verified truth. Do you see this? It's like the Lover's Temperance. Like, temperance is alchemizing. That's good luck to you. This also happens until this is ready for you. You get initiated through this. Your worst fear is contract collaborations that feel like hell, but most of us go through that because we actually have an ordained, sacred, very specific life that is meant for us to find the specificity in. That's all I can really do with Tethered Studios, is tell you, you're not made for everything and everyone. No point. But you also don't have to go looking for it. You were born into a context. Like, the DNA you have, the ancestors you have, they are all specific to certain grids, to certain lineages. They're all here for you to finish writing some of these stories. Not do what they did, but live your life knowing that it connects what they did. If your dad was a butcher in the 40s, and now you're alive and you are a fucking tattoo artist in the 70s, and your kid is a fucking streamer in the 2020s or some shit, that all God is saying is those can be completely different expressions of life, but they all will have a through line. So I actually say individuate first in the age of the Aquarian. Be an individual first. Be your own person, define your own, love what you want to love, be what you have to tell the truth of that. Because the whole point of the diversity of our experiences is not for us to look at the other person and be like, I'm judging you, I'm judging. No, that's not even it. The whole point of the diversity is for us to see that as diverse and polar as it may seem, we are all still connected. That's one thing that I understand with family. Come on now. How come? Yo. When it's karmically just for the Wheel of Fortune because of your fucking astronomical strength, I'm on my fucking tame the beast shit with the beauty of life. That's how I've done it. I'm just higher thought than most people. Because even people who get really clear and find the heights through their religion need to understand that religion also has a certain tier. Religion only serves humanity. Okay, then you have to understand how minute even our understanding of religious, sacred, mathematics, geometry, history, law, order, right? Even all of those things are still such a slither of the actual jurisdiction that's going on that goes beyond and transcends even human life. Do you get what I'm saying? It is